Young Sri Lankan musicians are slowly beginning to make their way onto the world stage. And today, on the Ashok Ferrey show, I feature one of these. Her name is Natasha Rathnayake, and she is possibly Sri Lanka's most glamorous export. And for this part of the show, we're really going to rev up the glam factor. Our guest is one of Sri Lanka's best-loved singers, as well as a bit of a songwriter. She needs no introduction, Natasha Rathnayake. Natasha, welcome to the Ashok Ferrey show.
Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Gosh, I think the pleasure is all ours and our viewers. Tell me, first and most important question, how much in a singing career, how much of it is raw native talent and how much is it drive, ambition, killer instinct?
I think 50% is raw talent and then the rest is just hard work.
How do you write your songs? You work with a songwriter.
I work with one of the best in Sri Lanka called Aslan Sharifdeen, who goes as Ali Sharif.
Yes.
And he writes and composes all my music and material. And it's a pleasure working with him because he knows he has a clear direction of where our music needs to go. And I sometimes co-write with him.
So you sit in the studio and how do you kind of, if you hear something and you want to alter it?
I chip in ideas and say, we take a subject and we say, let's work on this. And then he brings in a lot of element and then he says, chip in some ideas, so then I give him my personal ideas and then he incorporates them into lyrics and we fine-tune the lyrics as we go along.
And you change the words as well, or do the words come first, or does the music come first?
Music comes first and then we work on the lyrics. That's how it's done.
That's how it's done, yeah. The first single, it's not your first single by any means, but Runway hit the international charts.
It's actually the first pop single, I would say, pop R&B single. Initially it was an album that I did, a gospel album, which was not done for any commercial purpose. It was purely done for personal gratification. So I really can't take that into consideration.
Well, no, frequently those things also have a double impact. You write for yourself, or you paint for yourself, or you sing, you know?
But I can say that Runaway is actually one of my first singles.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you were telling me that a friend of yours heard it on air in America. Gosh, how exciting is that?
How exciting is that? A couple of weeks ago, in fact, I got a call from this friend, a mutual friend, and he was like, "It's great, Natasha, that your singles are playing on the US radio stations, local radio stations. And the ironic part is that DJ couldn't pronounce your name. Rathnayake was so difficult to pronounce, and it was hilarious listening to him try. And
well, at least he tried. He didn't just call you Natasha.
And then it was something really nice to hear. So
Tell me, how long is the shelf life of a song? Does it go on and on, even 20 years later?
How many times it's requested.
Okay.
And sometimes it can go on for a year, it can go on for a couple of years.
But you, in fact, have gone on to other songs now.
Yes.
And you're just talking about another one.
Get Up On My Feet.
Get Up On My Feet.
That's
such a poor memory.
No, that's the second single that we released, and it's again, it's under the name Natasha R. And that's also playing globally, and our radio stations, English radio stations, are actually playing that right now.
Yeah.
And I did a performance.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. You just showed it to me,
and
we'll hopefully have some clips of it in the show.
Just 'cause I am not a plastic girl with a whole lot on my chest. Just 'cause I am not American, it don't mean I'm not the best. Just 'cause I am not too silly to be wasting my time away. She can't be my man, 'cause I've lost love and I'm never chasing love again.
But tell me about that performance.
It was a great performance. In fact, this is the first time I think I'm dancing the routine dancing.
Yeah.
And I have the privilege of working with some great dancers, and Michiko choreographed. Yes. She is a dear friend, and she, without any hesitation, she said, Natasha, I have to choreograph it. And she had to leave actually to Japan, but she took her time and she came and she choreographed the entire thing in a day.
Gosh.
So yeah,
Gosh.
and it came out really, more than we expected. It
And
came out really well.
was it incredibly hard because you have to rehearse these steps, you all have to be kind of in sync.
Yeah.
Plus you have to sing.
Of course.
But I mean, did that bring home to you what a lot of hard work goes into, say, Madonna's songs or
It
whoever
clearly
else?
showed how much work they put in to their performances, and this is just a fraction.
Yeah.
And looking at that footage, I know we could have done better, but this is the start.
Was it the first time an all-girl kind of ensemble has done a video like this?
I think so. I don't know. I really don't want to claim.
To claim,
Yeah,
but it probably is.
Probably.
So singer, dancer, but of course you are also a model. Let's not forget that.
Well,
I think
I started off as a model.
exactly.
And I still do fashion shows, but very selective fashion shows.
But music is your kind of
priority.
real. Tell me about your own music. Now with Aslam, are you going in any particular direction now with your next recording, or are you thinking of anything?
Well, my music is all about empowering women.
Yes, which
with
is
the
your-
lyrics you see. But the thing is, we have, well, direction-wise, we are in line with, I would say a global sound.
Which is what? To a
R&B, pop, kind of very contemporary music. We don't want to fuse Sri Lankan, but then a lot of people are doing that right now. We just want to reach a different level.
And each of you has your own niche, I guess, and then
yes.
you're particularly suited to
Yes.
the R&B pop.
When I work with Aslan, we try to, do the best that we can with the limited
resources.
Yeah.
And one last piece of advice for any young aspiring musicians out there, what would you tell them from your heart?
I think, if you are passionate about something and you have a dream, don't let anyone tell you that you can't achieve it, because you're the only one who will be standing in your way. You have the potential to reach heights that you can't even imagine. But with hard work, I think you can achieve it. I personally believe that. And it's your attitude at the end of the day which will change everything. So you need to know what you want and go for it.
Natasha Rathnayake, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure talking to you.